Just a very quick video to show you what we're faced with in the Hillside garden. Apart from this fig tree, which is doing really well, it's all dry. It's a disaster. We're into about a month now with zero rain. We've had temperatures in the 40 degrees C, which is what, over 100 Fahrenheit. Just no rain, nothing. I mean, there was like one brief shower that lasted like 2 minutes. That's not gonna really change anything. So, I mean, look at it. We had clover growing here. It was green, for a little while in spring. And now it's just scorched. So, honestly, there's not a lot positive to report, except that I'm coming to the realization that we can't do anything in summer here. Like, we need to, I don't know, we need to rethink our strategy. We need to rethink what we're planting, because I just don't think even plums, apples, okay, this apple was never great, and I have actually grafted it over, so the graft is doing okay. So maybe it's just the variety is not doing very well. But on the whole, we really need to rethink what we're planting, what we're growing, because it's just we're not going to be able to grow regular temperate climate stuff anymore. See, this fig tree, which I planted which I ground layered a few years ago, is now producing figs for the first time. So figs want to grow in this, and I guess we'll just plant more figs there. Now I've got at least one more down here somewhere in what I'm trying to call the food forest, but is sounding very optimistic. Maybe more figs. I mean, what are you going to do with all those figs? I don't know, but you've got to grow what wants to grow, right? So I guess we'll just have to have a lot of fig recipes, and it's a source of sugar, and so you can do all kinds of things with it. But yeah, you can't just eat figs, really, can you? I don't know. Jerusalem artichokes. Okay, just for, I don't know what yours look like, but this is what ours look like. I mean, they are suffering. Yeah, they will grow. The roots will develop a little bit. They won't flower. I mean, last year they did quite nicely. They flowered. They grew. They were twice the size of this by now, because we did have a bit more rain. Not much, but enough. But this is what we call Jerusalem artichokes. So even they, which are weedy as heck, they don't really want to grow. By the way, if one of those permaculture favourites is honeyberry, I just want you to see our honeyberry. That's the second or third year. That is a honeyberry, and believe it or not, it's actually still alive and will probably produce. Let's see, there's new leaves coming up. But so forget about honeyberry. Like, that's great, for people in certain climates, but not working for us, baby. Here there is a fig. Even the fig is suffering. I planted it directly in this, what I call a swale. It is a swale, which I did this winter. Yeah, plant things in swales. I mean, in a dry climate like that, I think that's totally legit. Even then, it's not doing great. So, I might as well try that. But yeah, apples. Yeah, a lot of them have fallen prematurely. Just again, lack of rain. We did get some apples. These are probably Golden Delicious or something. That's a nice specimen. We'll have that. I don't care if it's even ripe or not. That's a nice one. Might not even have codling moth in it. Wow, that's a rarity. But you see how just everything's so dry, and I can't really water stuff. I mean, there's a pawpaw. It's really sort of suffering in the heat. Now, some of these little things I have watered. The things that are really important to me, I've watered. But I'm not I don't want to create a system here where I have to water things and baby them. That's not the point of permaculture. That's not what we're trying to do here. So that's not my solution long term. This is not too bad as well. I think we'll have that. Oh, did we get that in shot? Here we go. There's another nice apple. Reasonable apple. And by the way, this is another successful graft. It hasn't grown very much. Look at it, very limited growth, but it's doing nicely. I think actually the reason for the limited growth is because I didn't cut off this branch. I should cut this branch off now because this is going to be the main one now. So, you know, okay, I'm grafting different apple varieties, but the future's not really apples. The future's not plums. Don't think the future's really cherries. I mean, sometimes they do okay because they're quite early, aren't they, in spring? So they do okay. But generally, as you can see, I can't even grow weeds. Like literally, even the weeds are so. Look, these oxbow daisies, whatever they were everywhere a month or so ago. Even they're dying back. So I think really in this garden, like, if we're going to get any sort of growth, it's got to happen in spring, and either have like stuff that produces fruit early, like very early, which was the honeyberry I was hoping for. But even that, like, you know, we've had a drought since last year. I mean, we've had very little rain since then. How anything still survives is beyond me. You know, things like this wild rose, even that. See these last year's rose hips. It doesn't look like we're even going to get any rose hips this year. That's how bad it is. The one thing I've been doing is all the pruning now I'm piling up on contour. Whenever I prune anything, I pile it up on contour. This is, well, kind of on contour. That's, well, not really on contour, but it will be once I've sorted it out. Just a slow, there's more, to slow down the water, you know, on these kind of terraces. You know, we've got these kind of terraces, so hopefully that'll slow the water down a little bit, going down the hill, help it soak in, and slightly improve things for the trees that are living on these terraces. But, you know, when I say water, there isn't any. You know, it's all very well creating these water saving strategies, but if it's not raining, then it's you know, there's not much point, is there, really? This is a little courgette. I just want to show you. Oh, there's something in there now, these round courgettes, but typically these just don't make it. Like I water this sometimes, but basically the courgettes start developing and then they just shrivel up and die because there's just not enough moisture, probably, or the heat's just too high for them. And I said it'd be quick, so I'm not going to show you too much more, but you get the idea. I don't want to say it's disheartening, but you know, I'm starting to realize what we can and can't do in this place. For example, I just want to show you again, you saw at the beginning, this is supposed to be the perennial patch. Peppers, I water those. Yeah, they're suffering. They might produce something in the end. Chard amazingly grows even in this weather. I don't know, but I can't be bothered with chard at the moment. Tomatoes, they need water. You have to water tomatoes. There's just no way around it. They're mulched and everything, not as well as they could be maybe, but they're mulched. But look at them. I mean, we might even get the odd tomato. I'm just watering this one as an experiment just to see, okay, if I water regularly. But the truth is, I don't want to grow stuff that needs watering and babying. Haven't got the time for it, haven't got the water for it. So I'm just, you know, I'm done with annuals. A little bit of basil here. I mean, I'll keep that going because we'll get a nice crop. Once it's got a bit cooler, that will really take off and it'll be good. There's raspberries here, which look nice. They've even spread quite a bit. And we'll probably get some raspberries, but they're going to be so dry and, you know, they're not going to be edible because there's just no water. This is actually a bad place for them. They should be in the, you know, in some sort of semi-shade maybe. But I don't even know if that will help. These are those little round courgettes as well. We'll see if we'll actually get anything out of that. I sometimes water that. Yeah, maybe I need a drip irrigation system, but like I say, we don't have water. It doesn't matter, you know, even if I put in some sort of automated system. To me, that's not permaculture, you know, having to baby and water things. Even pumpkins are just not doing that great. I mean, I'm watering these loads, but they're still suffering. You can't really see, there's some pumpkins developing. They've climbed up the grape thing. We've got a few grapes, but pumpkins, I'm even wondering if we'll end up getting any pumpkins. We've struggled to grow those in recent years. Actually, a couple of things I have planted are like Mediterranean plants, like this bay and this loquat, which is looking very raggedy because something really likes to nibble it, but I think it'll do okay. But the thing is with these Mediterranean plants is that they're not very frost tolerant, and we still have a temperate climate. So we've got this horrific drought-like winter climate, summer climate, and then we have this, you know, we have frosts in winter. Not many these days, but enough to kill most plants that don't like frost. Otherwise, I might think of planting olives here. I don't think it's warm enough for olives, even despite this, but I think I'm going to try anyway, because, you know, what do you do in a climate like this? If you've got any ideas, let me know, because I'm a bit stuck, to be honest. Yeah, we'll get some things to pick. There's still stuff growing. We're going to get some grapes. We're going to get lots of quince and plenty of herbs and things. Our juniper bush has for the first time produced berries. I'm really pleased about that. We've got, if you can see to the left of the juniper, there is a mulberry, another mulberry that's self-seeded. So we get mulberries in spring. We'll get lots of figs, like I say, but still, this isn't really how I imagine this game. So definitely this needs a lot of thought to think about what our next steps are going to be, because this climate doesn't seem like changing anytime soon. See you next time. Maybe things will be greener on the next video.